Hey everyone! So today I have a fun little video for you all because I'm going to be taking a look at a new GPU from Palit which has a rather unique colour theme. Palit are no stranger to bringing out GPUs with unique looking coolers, and I'm really pleased to have this one in to have a look at because my goal with this channel has always been to look at products that, whilst they obviously perform well, have a heavy focus on design and aesthetics. But before that, I'd like to thank this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. PIA has been my go-to VPN provider and I've been daily driving them for a while now. At this point, I'm sure you're all well aware of what a VPN is and how using one can be a useful tool to have in your toolkit for helping protect your digital privacy. In addition to increased privacy when connecting to the internet through PIA's no-log servers, you can also choose to access the internet from a different location, allowing you to get past geo-blocking on websites and streaming services that don't understand that the World Wide Web is in fact worldwide. This includes Netflix, Amazon Prime, BBC iPlayer and Disney+. PIA also has advanced features like split tunneling, which allows you to set up custom VPN bypassing rules for apps and websites, a kill switch to prevent data leaks if your VPN connection unexpectedly drops, and a ton of advanced settings and customizations for virtually complete control over your VPN experience. And PIA's apps and clients are all open source. That's right, they even release their source code for anyone to look through and scrutinise. PIA lets you connect up to 10 devices simultaneously and has apps for Windows, Chrome, Linux, macOS, iOS, Android and more. If you sign up using the link in the description down below, you can improve your digital privacy for less than $2 a month. You'll get a 3-year subscription for $1.98 a month and 4 extra months free. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so try it out risk-free for 30 days and enjoy a more safe and open internet. So this is an Nvidia Rtx 3060 Ti, and by now we all know how a 3060 Ti performs and where it sits in comparison to the other cards in the market. And let's be honest, people are picking up whatever card they can get their hands on, so it doesn't really matter how this card compares to other 3060 Ti's. Like, if it's in stock and at a reasonable price, it's selling. So therefore in this video I'm not going to worry about making any in-depth comparisons, I'm just going to enjoy taking a look at a unique cooler design. The origin story for this card starts back in August, when Palit posted a video showing off a custom mod they'd done on their Game Pro cards. They'd used that Chameleon colour shifting paint that you sometimes see on cars, which I'm sure we've all applied to a car and a video game at least once before. But this mod was then covered by some tech press websites, which encouraged Palit to make a retail version of it, which is what I've got here with me today. So this is the new Palit ColorPOP series, and they're calling it the world's first colour shifting graphics card. One of the reasons I wanted to take a look at this GPU is because I thought it would be a fun challenge to film, with angles and lighting playing an important role in how the card will look. First, there's Chameleon Green, which I love. You don't see a lot of green theme builds anymore, which is a shame, and this isn't Nvidia Apple Green, it's like a gunmetal green. Next is Ultraviolet, which again is a great looking colour and one that I've never had on a PC component before. I hope to see purple in builds a lot more in the future. Then, somewhere in between green and violet, you can find electric blue, which I love too. It is really great that I love all of these colours, because it would mean that I'd be happy if this card was just one of these colours alone. And I think that's important, because unless you're moving about or get the angle exactly right, this card will be just one of these shades most of the time. I don't know if it's just because it's very popular at the moment and because I'm replaying through the series, but this colour's giving me huge Halo vibes, like with UNSC green, Covenant purple and Energy Sword blue. Perhaps one of the downsides to this paint effect is that you need to be able to move in a wide angle around the card to be able to see the full range of colour shift, and unfortunately my camera slider isn't long enough to capture the full colour spectrum in a single shot. So when this card is in your PC case and your case is on your desk, the range of colours you'll see could be limited. It would depend on your room configuration, I suppose. The paint itself is oil based with pearl powder elements. It's also said to be scratch resistant, and when the light hits the finish at just the right angle, it's very shiny and it looks much better in person than I'm able to capture on camera. But putting aside the paint job for a moment and taking a look at the card, I do have some things to point out. Firstly, there's these holes, which are there because this is the same cooler used for the original Game Pro card, and that had a metal piece which screwed onto the front of the card. I think the choice to ship this card without the metal piece was the correct one, as the colour shifting paint doesn't need covering, and I don't want to criticise Palit for these screw holes too much, as I really like it when a manufacturer experiments with different variants of the same product. The more options the better, right? However, what I will criticise is the backplate, which unfortunately is made out of plastic. Even though there's no memory modules on the back of the PCB to cool, I'd prefer a functional metal backplate that aids in cooling the back of the PCB. With that said, I don't think cooling is going to be a problem with this card, but the plastic does cheapen the card feel a bit, which is a shame because overall the card feels really solidly built thanks to this die-cast aluminium plate that runs the length of the card. The PCB is short, which does mean that the power cables aren't at the end of the card, which I know some people hate. However, I don't personally mind this at all because it gives you a nice large pass-through section for cooling with that third fan. So overall, apart from the plastic backplate, I really love this card's design. Now this was just supposed to be an unboxing video, but I thought I'd get the card on my Alder Lake test bench quick and take a brief look at it switched on. I first wanted to take a quick look at performance, and it scores 1 to 2 FPS lower in the Forza Horizon 5 built-in benchmark than my 3060 Ti 1000 edition did. This is because it tends to sit roughly 30 MHz lower on the clock speed, but 30 MHz is easily added with a manual tune of course. The temps are very impressive though, and even with an equalising overclock, the Palit card is significantly cooler, and that's without any noticeable increase in noise levels. With the software installed, I can take a look at the RGB, because of course this card has RGB lighting on top of the shifting paint. By default the lighting is set to rainbow, but I think with this card you need to let the physical colours be the centrepiece and let the lighting take a back seat. So personally I'd be picking one of the colours of the cards, either green, blue or purple, or I suppose white too, and I'd be turning the brightness all the way down so that the lighting is almost off, so that the vents just have like a nice subtle glow to them but that it isn't overpowering. And I think the card looks really nice like this. In an actual case though, I would want to be using a lot of white case lighting, because if you use coloured case lighting you're going to wash out all the paint colour. The last thing I wanted to say about this card is that whether or not this paint effect is a gimmick that fails to deliver, or something new and different that could be the centrepiece of your build, is all going to come down to how you like the card and the other components you use in the build. For example, just using a piece of paper to bounce and reflect light differently, you can see a big shift from a more muted titanium looking card to a brighter coloured one. And of course this is under studio lighting conditions. Regardless though, I like that Palit has taken a risk here and done something different that'll be fun for those out there that like to put some care and attention into our build's aesthetics. With all that said, let's be honest, if you can find this card in stock and at a good price, you're going to buy it regardless of your opinion on its design, because such is the GPU market at the moment. Unfortunately, you have to take what you can get. But still, this is a really nice card. So a big thank you to Palit for sending it to me to take a look at, and a big thanks to PIA for sponsoring this video. Remember to check them out in the description down below. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Let me know if there's any other uniquely designed components that you'd like me to take a look at. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more of my videos. Thank you so much to my incredible patrons for keeping the channel running, and thank you all for watching. Bye!